So my name is Brandon Cho. I go to Syracuse University College of Law. Right now I'm a summer extern at Adam Leitman Bailey, PC, in the litigation department. I found about the opportunity of an ALB on our school's OCI page. It's like on-campus recruiting. So I read the description, it seemed interesting. I found the website and I was really impressed with what they were able to accomplish here. My impression of Adam and the firm was very professional, very straightforward, and a very powerful advocate. You could tell just by the way it was written in the articles and the way he spoke about the firm that he was very passionate about what he does. So after I contacted OCI, they emailed me back. They let me know that they wanted to schedule an interview, so I agreed. The interview was quick. It was fast-paced, and we jumped from question to question. And so I was a little nervous too, because he gave me a lot of feedback and he was, really scrutinizing every aspect of my application, from my writing sample to my resume, to my cover letter, things that, details I might have missed. And it gave me an impression of what was kind of expected from me going forward. Not only at ALB, but, in terms of my professional career going forward. And so even that was a learning experience. It's not what you think of when you go to a law firm. You're not being reprimanded or yelled at. It's a very welcoming environment here. So people are here to help you learn. They're not more so looking at you as a resource to just take advantage of. They're more here to teach. And I think that they're very approachable here. The most valuable thing I learned here is that there's expectation to do your best work and to put that foot forward from the beginning. You're going into a professional career, and so you can't think of yourself as a student anymore. You have to think of yourself as, if I was an employee doing this as my professional job, how would I perform? I think it's better than what I was expecting. I was expecting very mundane tasks, or you're going to do coffee runs or something like that. I was expecting the worst, busy, or just kind of left hanging. But this place is very much so here to help and teach you. So my first impression of litigation was that we'd be going to court and trying cases, making legal arguments. But I guess it's not so much of that, because they want to keep that very much on the partner's side. We're not so experienced yet. We're still learning the basics and the training wheels. Day to day, you get assignments by attorneys and partners. Assignments of researching cases, putting together an answer, or cases that say what they are hoping the law is. Yeah, there's no set supervising attorney. Whenever you're available, they'll give you, and it's kind of well spaced out in terms of they don't overload you with work. They try and give you research projects to help them dive into a certain issue. You research the cases, put together a brief, or whatever they are looking for, and hopefully it says what they are, but if it doesn't, you kind of kindly explain to them why your research findings didn't show up the way they were expecting, or if it did, point them in the right direction. I think my favorite project I worked on here was a project probably for Vlad. So Vlad's one of the attorneys here in the litigation group, and so he gave me first an issue that started off with ouster alongside with Jason. So Jason introduced me to this issue. So I was researching ouster, prepared a brief for them, and then they delved into more detail. Gave me, now look up into claim of right, see how that evolves and develops. And from there, he said, okay, now we have so many different aspects to look at it. How about the whole adverse possession claim as a whole? It was kind of like keep digging, and the problem evolved over time. So I thought that was very interesting and akin to what my ideas of practicing in real life would be. I would describe them very approachable. Whenever I had questions or they asked me to take on a case, they explained it very slowly and very easy to understand. So I didn't felt put off from coming to them and asking them questions. They're very respectful, for my time, and they were willing to teach me. They never push me away, say I'm too busy. They would always be welcome to any questions I had or any sort of assistance I was looking for. Adam was the same way. I was surprised that he always has an open door. If I had any questions, if I asked him if he had a minute, he'd be like, yeah, come in. So I would just have this little sit down with him, and it was never really long because he's got so much on his plate, but always very insightful and helpful. If you really like or really interested in real estate law, because this firm specializes in real estate law. So if you're really interested in that area, it's kind of niche in its own way too. Even though it's so large and complex, the firm only deals with real estate law. So I would think I'd recommend it definitely for that, and for the New York experience of working and commuting around here in the New York City. I would think I would give future externs the advice: present your best work first. It doesn't have to be super quick. What matters most is getting it right, but also balancing when you should stop and ask for guidance or direction, because the attorneys here are very welcoming for questions and to take a teaching moment.